Well, Nathan Lents also talks about engineering. Now, this is where it gets really, really, really interesting, because he hasn't studied engineering, hasn't designed anything. But you see, evolutionary philosophy, it seems to give people this license just to proclaim anything about anything. So he says, no robot arm will ever be designed to imitate the double bones in the lower arm. Now when I read that, I thought, but hang on, he's not qualified to start talking about engineering. Not qualified to talk about biomechanics, but engineering. So he makes this decree: no robot will ever be designed to imitate that. Last June, there was a very important review paper in the Institute of Physics. It was a review paper on biomechanics. So it was reviewing the state of the art of biomechanics based on hundreds of other research papers. And the title of that paper was A Review of Linkage Mechanisms in Animal Joints and Related Bio-Inspired Designs, Institute of Physics, UK. It's one of the top journals, and the conclusion of that paper was, to advance robotics, engineers need to copy 4 biolinkages found in animals and humans, which is the complete opposite of what Nathan Lents said. What he said will never be done is what the paper said should be done to advance engineering. Now you might say, how do I know that was the conclusion? Well, not only did I read the paper, but I wrote the paper. I was the author of that paper. So the next thing Nathan Lents says about engineering is no engineer would design an ankle joint with so many parts. So having assumed the ankle is a really terrible design, he then assumes no engineer will ever design a joint with so many parts. Now proclaiming about engineering. Well, I have designed robots using multiple parts just like the ankle. So what he said will never happen has already happened many times, actually, but he's unaware of that. And for doing exactly what he said will never be done, I was actually awarded the Wessex Scientific Medal. So I'm glad I didn't listen to Nathan Lents before doing that work. This is the final quote from Lents on engineering. A modern mechanical engineer would never design a joint with such an obvious liability as the Achilles tendon. He's not qualified to say that, and he's wrong. The Achilles tendon is an incredible design. When you jump or run, particularly when you jump, the force in your Achilles tendon can be 10 times your body weight. It is a marvel of engineering, and if you do not overload your Achilles tendon, it does not break. It's not a liability. I've never had a problem with my Achilles tendon after running 80,000 miles in the last 40 years. There is nothing wrong with the design of the Achilles tendon. So Nathan Lents is wrong. In fact, the spacecraft I've helped to design, particularly the solar array deployment mechanisms, they use cables exactly like the Achilles tendon. So once again, exactly what Nathan Lents is saying, would never happen, has already happened. For doing that design, I was awarded the UK Turner's Gold Medal, the Japanese Michitoyo Prize, and the UK James Clayton Prize 2019. So I'm glad I wasn't listening to Nathan Lents before doing that work, but you can see how harmful this is for students, for children in schools, for scientific research, the damage it does to true scientific knowledge. That this isn't a joke. This is really serious.